Public speaking does not have to be boring. Let me show you how I went from speaking to 4 people at my first event to booking out Madison Square Garden.
Can you guys stand to your feet? Yeah. Give an amazing round of applause to the incredible, the one and only Cordle and Eddie Wilson.
So with this mastermind, I'm speaking to a group of people that heard me from Aspire, signed up to come to my workshop, and then at that masterclass, they heard me speak for 3 days, and then they decided to sign up to be a part of our mastermind community here. And there's a massive difference as a speaker when you speak to a crowd the very first time, say at Aspire, to when you speak to a crowd that has now been with you 3 times, they've flown to your hometown, they're at your office basically. But to understand, as a speaker, your main objective is understanding connection. Connection on a stage is what will make you a great speaker. Aspire stage, let's say, was my first time to speak to a crowd. I probably use more humor to connect, but when I come to the mastermind, kind of reverses. In the masterminds, I use more emotional connection versus humor connection. When a good speaker gets in front of a room that they've spoken to before, they can use the same ebb and flow of almost keeping the crowd away from them. Take them up on a journey, then drop them down. They take them up on a journey, kind of drop them down. And then there's what I kind of do, which is trying to find how do I make a difference right now with this group of people, because I'm connecting on purpose with my crowd that's there.
Someone was jealous. So
I think someone was compensating. So you have a random horse in your office. That makes no fucking sense. You have a body with no head and no legs.
Well, the same thing applies to business partner Eddie. Our job is to connect with the people there, and if that means some self-deprecation that I take, that he takes, understanding how to connect with each other, and then how to use that connection to connect with other people that are in the crowd as well. It's not a thing of one of us coming at each other. It's just part of understanding how to use our connection and use our humor and use our partnership as a way to help other people inside the room that are in business, that have partners that are trying to create the same type of environment that me and Eddie have.
How many of you would love to buy a ticket, okay, hear me out, buy a ticket to watch me and Eddie spar? Look at that.
I don't guarantee many things, but there's a guarantee coming on that one. I haven't boxed in a few years, but I could get in shape for that.
So this is Carter. Carter is my nephew. I'm his uncle. I was never on a stage at 5 years old, but this kid at 4 years and 5 years old has probably been on 12 stages in a microphone. And for a lot of people, what kind of ideas or visions that he can go create for his life and how much bigger he can make his life, let him see the potential of what he can go do in his life.
Hey guys, this is Drew here. We're at Madison Square Garden for the biggest iconic event of all time at Aspire Tour. While we're here at Aspire Tour, my partner is a freaking moron.
Here comes the sun, doo doo doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been
Eddie! Eddie! It's gonna tip! Oh God! Oh God! That was way harder than I thought, bro. I think it's because the handlebars are angled, so when you took off, I went left, immediately dove left. Okay, so we're on our way to the jewelry shop right now. Of course, I have Whitney with me here. The rings that she wanted, old school, vintage. Most of the diamonds we're about to go look at are over 100 years old.
Hand cut.
And the dark was like candlelight. Some of them are in the original setting still, but all the rings are over 100 years old. This like private setting room they're gonna take us to. And what better way to have fun and celebrate it than go to New York City, go ring shopping just to make it fun and exciting.
Because it's fun! We're having fun! Ah!
because of public speaking, have been able to explode my financial life. And in return, I spend most of my time trying to give that back. Speaking provides you the lifestyle that you want. If you can learn how to go from a good speaker to a great speaker, you'll go from a couple $100,000 to millions and millions and millions of dollars per year you can do as a great speaker. Okay, we're back ring shopping. In my head, I was kind of thinking like you go to David Yurman and they kind of take you to a back room they have, or you go to Cartier and you're shopping and then they take you to a back room. In my head, that's what I thought we were getting into. It wasn't. This is like in the jewelry district, but in a skyrise, and you had to go in the building. First, you had to give your IDs to get these little ID printed badges they gave you. They had to scan those through, and then all the offices were just locked, closed, and you have to go through a metal door. And when you left, all the doors locked, so you could only go through like a door at a time, basically. 5 different rings that were there. We 100% picked out the ring, the most locked down jewelry shop I've ever been to. So where this whole thing started at for Madison Square Garden, which is why we're here right now. We did our last event here. We took the entire team, we're in a suite, to the entire team to Dave Chappelle's comedy club. At one point, me and Eddie kind of got together. We were standing right on the ledge, looking out at Madison Square Garden. I leaned over to him and said, dude, we have got to put on an event here. Takes you from like on the map to like you own the map.
It set this really high bar that now we're pacing towards.
We jumped in it and started building and creating Aspire. And then we just so happened, we're in New York, and then just so happened, went to Madison Square Garden, and we're like, oh shit, bro, Madison Square Garden? Like, is that even humanly possible? Can you even rent that stuff out? How do you rent out Madison Square Garden?
Possible, yeah.
The one thing that I started doing was just saying it out loud. I started just making videos.
And at every event we had.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, we had this new idea. We're gonna do Madison Square Garden. And we hadn't even talked to him yet. But I just kept putting it out and putting it out and putting it out, to where I think there comes a point when you're a team, it naturally becomes like, oh yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna go do. Once Eddie was like, okay, yeah, if we can do it, let's go do it. And the next thing you know, it got booked. And I remember like the oh shit moment, we're like, oh wow. All right, well, I guess we can go do this shit.
Every time we talk to a big celebrity, I mean, immediately when it was Madison Square Garden, they were in.
It creates this, oh, okay, you guys are for real, an event business.
You know, Madison Square Garden is a massive milestone for us. It's not the end all be all. Madison Square Garden for us is just a stepping stone to what we're doing, and we're headed towards international conferences. Like, we have a massive desire to take Aspire and to inspire people around the world. And we're also then going down to the local communities. We have Aspire Local that starts up in May, and we'll continue to go around the nation. And so we're going both, you know, instead of just going vertical, we're going horizontal, and then we're continuing to grow. And Madison Square Garden, again, is just like a step along the way.
If you think Aspire is done with Madison Square Garden, you would be sadly mistaken. The future of Aspire Tour, the world's largest business tour. Keyword, world.